I made this for you.
Oh yeah, and also, you know, while I'm thinking about it, here now, hopefully the order is wrapped up and finished for me. Alright, so we got that one banged out, $15. Now we got another order. It's one of my favorite places, Starbucks.
Need you in my life, Jesus. I can't live without you, Jesus.
You wouldn't have that problem with a V8.
That's right. You know our drill. Knock, knock! We're gonna need a bigger truck! Oh, I already got one. Daddy's staying home. No, it's got its perks. Stretch him out! Hold him! Oh, you better hope that day never comes. Let me tell you something. Stretch him out! Hold him! Roman, Jesus Christ! Me and you, one-on-one. No one else around. Stretch him out! Hold him! We'll do both. Here comes the bad part.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. A Florida swamp monkey video at that. But yeah, anyway, by the way, I think I'm going to start with a small rant about the county that I'm living in. Just, you know, after driving around for a little bit, you know, looking everything at a wider angle, you know. It's like the only thing they want to build in this county is either more housing, doctor's offices, stores you can go shop at, or, you know, gas stations, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a bunch of drugstores, doctor's offices, gas stations, a little bit of housing, and yeah, more grocery stores, and you know, like, I don't know, it's like the whole county. The whole county is like one of those 5 things. It's all they ever build. I don't know. It's just very, very money grubby county from what I'm seeing too, because like there's some subdivisions they've been building since the 70s, but they build it so slow that every time, you know, like they didn't want to build it all in the 70s and then sell all those houses for 70s price. They're trying to hold on to the whoever owns the complex, you know. They're trying to hold on to it for as long as they possibly can, but also still be selling each quarter acre with, you know, $50,000 worth of material that they call a house. And then, you know, between the material that it took to build the house, and then I tried to think about it last night a little bit, you know, how much labor goes into actually building a house nowadays, especially like when they're trying to like flash finish them, you know what I mean, and they just kind of stamp them together. They're just like all cookie cutter houses, you know. There's only like 4 different models, so they're just rebuilding the same house over and over, stamping it on the ground over and over again, you know. So how long does it really take to build a house like on repeat, you know what I mean? Especially nowadays, I bet a lot of it comes kind of prefabricated, you know. Like, granted, you know, it's not a modular home because it wasn't built in a warehouse, it was built on site, but you know, like, it was built out of 12 different pieces being put together, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's like last night, like, how long would that actually take? You know, if you have a group of 10 guys, we'll say, you know, 10 guys would be a fair number to build a house, you know, from beginning to end, you know, concrete to roofing to painter, you know, like, we'll say it's a minimum of 10 different dudes that have to get paid to build that house, right? And then roughly, I bet, since they're working construction and building houses, they're probably making over $1,000 a week. So you got 10 guys that are probably making like $12K a week, right? So it's probably $60,000 for like a month of labor to, you know what I mean, between these 10 guys that build the house. Granted, they might not all be there at the same time, or whatever. But yeah. So yeah, if it takes them more than a month to build a house, I don't know how they're coming out positive on that. So it must be something, you know, it must be that they're building them in like 3 or 4 weeks, because like I was thinking last night, if the land was like 50K, plus the materials were like 50K, and then the labor was 50K, and then, you know, the guy that owns it, they're trying to scrap 100K off of it somehow or another, you know what I mean? So that's where I was like, man, I don't know. But yeah, I think honestly, if if I were to do most of the labor myself or with the help of some buddies, for a daily pay kind of thing, I think I could easily build a house for under the 50K that they spend on labor to build these cookie cutter fucking bullshit houses in the middle of old cow fields. So where we had cattle grazing before, we now have people grazing, and I get it. It's just kind of like population increase, da 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 da, people wanting to move to Florida, da 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 da, this, that, vice versa, the other, whatever. But yeah, it's I don't know. They've kind of taken this county and turned it into a wreckage because, like a lot of this county wasn't here until the 70s, and then in the 70s, nothing was here. So it was all like open scratch land. Basically, they could have done whatever they wanted with, and even like laying out the roads and shit. The way they put the roads and stuff, like nobody was here at that time. They could have put roads going whatever direction they really wanted to. It was their county. You know what I mean? But man, dude, I swear it's like the infrastructure of this county. They tried to make more traffic, or time the lights where it creates more traffic, or just build the roads stupidly so that it causes more traffic. Like, some cities there's like back streets you can take and shit. Like you don't have to take the main road to get there. You can go other routes. Here, you go so far enough down another route, it's further. It's way further. It's not like, oh, it's just another mile or two. No, it's like 8 miles out of the way to not go down one particular road. Or you get halfway there and the road's not even there yet. Like, the map is telling you that there's a road, but you get there and it's like some farmer's land, with like it's their driveway. And there's a sign that says trespassers will be shot. But it's supposed to be a county road according to the map. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, man. Just, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you liked the intro. I thought it was kind of funny. It's like, stretch him out, hold him. But yeah, we're out here. We're trying to get some Ubers going, but it's Tuesday. It's like, notoriously like one of the slowest days of the weeks for like anything, basically. Tuesday. It's almost like like I said, we ought to just get rid of Mondays. Just make Mondays optional. Take the 40-hour work week and condense it to a 32-hour work week. Start with the business level, right? Giving them optional Mondays. And then Monday could become a second Sunday, because you know how cool it is, like Labor Day weekend and Memorial Day weekend, and, whatever other, you can get a third Monday off, especially if you're like delivery, like a U.S. Postal Service. Man, they get at least one holiday a month. It's like, but yeah, like, could you imagine if like Mondays were optional, right? Because we've changed the work week from where Ford placed it back in like 1920 when we were in the Great Depression, or coming out of the Great Depression, when they invented the 40-hour work week, But yeah, today, we're looking at 105 years later, and we're still doing that 40-hour work week or more. Some of us are doing like an 80-hour work week to afford to live here, which is fucking ridiculous. And like, honestly, I think the way that we're doing it nowadays, we're working more so that we can keep running the price up the wall. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's really absolutely necessary. If like people had more of like a minimalist mindset, yeah, like we're already Americans, we're already gonna kind of like live a pretty good life, whether you're in poverty or not. It's all just a state, like a mental health state, kind of, for some extent. There's some people, if you're living with under $500 a month, honestly, it's going to be tight. You're not going to have too much fun. You're going to watch all the people drive by in their fucking BMWs and shit. But does it really matter? You know what I mean? Like the thing is like, we shouldn't be so dependent on a car for us just to go and produce labor in the first place. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm trying to like find a way around it. Honestly, currently, I'm living in the car, so there's no way around it. You know what I mean? But like, if I had a house, I would honestly make sure that house is close enough to work that I wouldn't need to depend on a car to go to work and be paid. You know what I mean? I don't know. At least that's the way I'm thinking. You know what I mean? But I get it. At the same time, they built at least in this country, they built everything so far apart because we had the car that they just, it's like, you got a bunch of land, but you ain't got no land wagon to cross it with. Well, you ought to get you one of these land wagon, yeah, but it's like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, like I was saying, like, you got a car, but or you got a bunch of land, but you ain't got no car to cross it with. And it's just dumb because they like I said, they built everything further away than it needed to be. Um, and all it does is like places, there's cities you could just walk everywhere, like Manhattan, or probably even Gatlinburg, Tennessee, even maybe parts of Atlanta. You just walk and because honestly, if I'm not far from a laundromat, a pizza restaurant, a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, obviously, a dollar store, but they put the housing at least 15 miles away from that. So, it just makes everybody have to get a vehicle to be able to be like progressive. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, you can only be so progressive because 40% of your income is going towards the automotive industry. And then it was cool when we were like in the space race and we're trying to like design rockets to get to the moon and shit. Us buying into the automotive industry was kind of like us buying, cars are kind of like spaceships in a way. Like granted, yeah, there's not anti-grav, but it's a spaceship. It's got rubber wheels and it's a certain amount of space and it's meant for shipping, But anyway, but yeah, like I said, I'm trying to live somewhere I could just like get to work on a bicycle and go do my 310s, just give them 3 10-hour days and then just leave. I'll see y'all next week. Bye. Later. Why am I giving y'all 5 days of my week every single week to still end up broke at the end of the week, the end of the month, the end of the year? I'm still waiting on, a tax return to help me out, or this, that, the other, or, I got to live without health insurance, even though I'm working 5 days a week, but I still don't have enough money to afford health insurance. So my best bet would just be to just not pay it and try to avoid the doctor completely, at least at this age, because everything's a fucking money scheme nowadays. Like even it's like it's supposed to be education, the whole thing is it's not money that rules the world here. It's actually education that rules the world here. But the thing is, it's like that has been bent so far backward that the education system like just depends on money in the first place. You know what I mean? Like it's been that way since like Newton, like Mozart and stuff. Like his dad was wealthy enough that he was able to go to school. I don't, but it's like I said, like people spending $80,000, you're basically buying two houses to be able to get a degree so that you can afford a better house. You know what I mean? And for what? Just to show it off to people? You know what I mean? Just so you could feel like you've made it, or you fucking bought some piece of shit that was stolen from somebody else. You bought it fair and square outright, whatever, But yeah, it's like none of it even matters anyway. You know what I mean? Like I get like the earth is like a proving ground, in a way. At least the way I see it. Like you're here, you're basically in purgatory, and then basically based on the decisions you make and the way you live your life is what decides whether you go to heaven or hell. You know what I mean? Like I still do, I believe in the other side of things because Earth, the way Earth is and everything, this can't be it. You know what I mean? Especially the way Earth is today. This can't be it. You know what I mean? I don't think we're here just to live this shitty life that we're in here today on Earth. I think it's ultimately it's a testament to ourselves as human beings, But yeah, it's like everywhere I go, I just see corruption. I see corporate corruption everywhere, and I see people lining up to help go. Let's go build this corporation so we can make this corporation bigger. Why? You know what I mean? I feel like Walmart's already big enough. I feel like there's a lot of grocery stores that are already big enough, and then right now it's so sick. Like that's the only places that are making money in this county. It seems like is the grocery stores because that's the only thing that they're building more of. They can't help themselves but keep fucking building more Publixes everywhere. And it's, obviously Publix is robbing us, but then, what we keep going back there to shop, you know. It's like, yeah, it's the only thing that's getting built is more gas stations, more housing, more doctors' offices, more grocery stores. And even the hospitals, right? All the hospitals in this county, there's no state funded or county funded hospital. All of the hospitals, they're funded by like a private organization that is supposed to be Seventh-day Adventist, like the organization that is a nonprofit, that works for the Church of the Seventh-day Adventists or whatever. But it's like, and then I find this out because I went to go park in the parking lot of the emergency room, to take a nap, sleep there for a little bit, because I figured, the parking lot of the emergency room, granted, the parking lot wasn't full either, because that's probably some of y'all thinking like, well, they probably are busy, they were chasing you off because you're hogging a spot. No, there was like probably 100 fucking parking spots. But anyway, yeah, made me go down this rabbit hole, and I find out like every hospital in this county is all like a privately owned hospital. So like, yeah, if you need any kind of emergency room in this county, you're not only paying probably $3,000 for the ambulance ride, but you're also paying whatever upcharge that they want to charge you, because the healthcare is in the private sector, even at the hospital level. There's no state funded hospital. So that, you know what I mean? It's just a hospital that can charge you whatever they want because they're privately owned, and, the CEO has to make X amount of fucking millions of dollars per year, and he's got to have that job for X amount of years. You know what I mean? Like I said before, if I ever found a way where I'm making like $4 million in 1 year, then I'm out. Yeah, I'm out after that 1 year, Let the next guy come in and they could make their 4 million. Because, how much could you, I'm like, like, if I had $4 million a year, that's 40 years where I could spend $100,000. I could spend $100,000 a year for 40 years. Why would I need to work any past that? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know what the ultra rich think. You know what I mean? Like they can't get enough money. And then on top of that, they're trying to preserve it, because they want their great grandkids to have the money too. So they got to have enough money where their great grandkids can have money, because their great grandkids are going to be so fucking privileged that they're not going to be able to do anything for themselves. You know what I mean? They're going to have fucking robots running around doing everything. If they don't have robots, they'll have people doing it. Kind of like how it is today, And then you got all these millionaires just trying to preserve their wealth as best as they can. And then the rest of us just trying to find a way to rest of us just trying to find a way to live the best we can. You know what I mean? And like, honestly, I don't think we need as much as American society and global society, at least first world countries, at least, as much as they pertain and make you think that you need to live and get through a day. It's sad, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. Sorry, I know it was like one very, very long rant, but I don't know. Like I said, driving around this county for a couple thousand miles, that's what I'm seeing. Is all they're building is overpriced housing, more drugstores, more convenience stores, more grocery stores, and doctor's offices. And if you're not on one of those lists, it's not being built in this county. They're not worried about it. They are. I saw something like, oh, they want to build some kind of water park, but there's it's going to be like a hotel first. Like you'll need to have like a hotel admission or something or other. You know what I mean? Like it's the whole part of it is that they're trying to build like a 16-story hotel. They don't. It's not that they're trying to build a water park. They're trying to build a 16-story hotel. The water park is just a ploy to get people to come to the hotel. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, I got a couple people staring at me. I don't really know why. Got like one guy over here in his, I guess it's a Ford Maverick, and then one guy, he's down the corner standing next to a Dodge Avenger, just like standing next to the front tire, like just watching me with his arms crossed. I don't know. And that's the other thing about this county is just so many people are just nosy as fuck for no reason. You know what I mean? Like if this guy was in Atlanta staring me down the way that he is, he would have already been confronted. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you got another 273 degrees that you can look. I don't know why you got to be looking in that 45 degrees where I'm standing. But honestly, I might, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I hope you liked the intro. I did kind of take a little bit. I took a second to make that, put that together. I chuckled at it, so if I chuckled at it and I'm the one that made it, I seen that was whatever. I seen what was coming ahead of time, and I still laughed. But yeah, all right, we'll check up with y'all. Have a good one for now. But yeah, Florida Swamp Monkey here. Yeah, if you like the video, please, like, comment, subscribe. Currently, houseless, living in a Toyota Corolla. So any support you can give will greatly help the channel, help me out a lot. And as the channel gets bigger, I'm gonna put more into it. It's not gonna be the same crap. It's a good long story arc. If y'all are into a long story arc, you want to follow somebody, see where they get, a couple years down the road, 5 years down the road. Because honestly, I think I'm closer to a van than I even actually realize. I'm just trying to like figure out in my head which direction I want to go first. Because like I said, I've got about $5,000 in savings. I could pull that all out and probably go get a van like today, this afternoon. You know what I mean? But I'm still thinking land at the same time. So part of me is thinking, like, go ahead and buy the land. And then maybe there's a way I can use the land as collateral to, help my credit might be a little bit stretched then at that point. But I could use the land that I bought as collateral to help get the car with. Like basically if I bought the land for like 10K and then bought the car for like another $1,000 down, basically. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is stupid. I'm not even doing this one. $6, $5. Well, alright, so I went ahead, I took that, just because I've been kind of sitting here for, I haven't even been sitting here that long, but, yeah, at least 20 minutes, to clip, whatever. But yeah, we just got one, $6, 5 mile, going up to one of my least favorite neighborhoods, just a bunch of spoiled rich kids sitting on their ass, hanging out all fucking day. Gotta go deliver fucking pizza to them, and then basically not even fucking make any actual money on it, and I don't know. But $6 and 5 miles, that's not bad, honestly. Like if they were all about that kind of mileage, it'd take a lot of trips, but at least you would end up you'd have gas at the end of the day, pretty much. And it's like the saddest part is this, you know what I mean? Like, they sold all these houses where they have like just enough grass where they have to buy a bunch of landscaping equipment to keep up with their yard. Either that or they have to pay somebody to cut it for them. You know what I mean? So you got to pay a landscaping business to keep up with it, or I don't know. Like, why even have grass at that point if you have like less than 200 square feet of it? You know what I mean? But I mean, look at this. This is disgusting. Like, to me, like, all these little flash finished houses, and then you zoom out, it almost looks like a prison. You know what I mean? Like, they even got a gate around the neighborhood. You know what I mean? They've even got an 8-foot tall fence. You can't get in unless you have a code. Private access only. Oh man. But damn, I would not pay to live here. I cannot believe this many people did. You know what I mean? Like, I get, you want to live in the county, you want to live near grandma or whatever, this, that, the other, but oh my god. Like, this is why? But it's like, yeah, another thing that's like crazy to me is, man, it's like every single one of these houses, right? It's just a rectangle. It's just a square rectangle and a triangle on top. Like, the simplest build design. There's no creativity in it. There's nothing unique about it. It's just, your basic white bitch house. You know, another box with a fucking triangle on top. You know, everywhere you look, it's all there is. Up and down the street, just rectangles with triangles on top. You know, like you can't put any more creativity in the house than putting like vinyl siding on it or stucco rock or brick that's only is it's just a face brick. It's not like an actual brick. It's just like this thick. But yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, it's just why fucking 30 years of your life is gone for that, and the only thing you're trying to do is have to stop running around in circles so fast anyway. You know what I mean? Why?
Monetize it. Monetize it. Monetize it.
The end. Good night, Stewie.
Don't read me books that you write.